Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home Music and More Night. I'm your host, Angela Stribling, and on this show, we bring you the best of the best in entertainment. Well, tonight's no different. In fact, she's got a hot new song out that you've been hearing on WHUR quite a bit. She teamed up with another amazing vocalist, Grammy-nominated vocalist, and I'm not going to tell you everything about her. I'm going to let her tell us about herself. Please welcome Diamond Pink. Diamond.
Hi,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy that you're here tonight. I love your music.
Thank
Con-
you so much.
Congrats on everything. You doing all right?
I am very grateful to be on the show tonight. So thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. You can thank the head honchos at WHUR for just really making sure your music is front and center because we play your song. It's so pretty. And
Thank you.
yeah, really, really, really great stuff. So, a lot of folks are just getting to know you, like myself. This is my first time meeting you. And, you're really, I believe you came on the scene in what, 2020 with
Mm-hmm.
your single. So you're still, relatively new on the scene, I'm sure.
Right.
Then you were singing a lot. So just tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into singing, what made you decide to do it, growing up in Houston, all of that.
Right. So I'm Diamond Pink from Houston, Texas, born and raised. I started singing honestly my whole life. I've been singing, and it started in church under my grandmother and my mom and just my family in general. They're all singers, all musicians, all very talented. And I ended up getting accepted to Berklee College of Music. And now
Nice.
I am a senior in college,
Oh,
ready to
you
spread
still
my wings. I am.
me.
I am. So it's senior year, just ready to spread my wings and tap into my artistry.
Senior year. Do your schoolmates know who you are? Do they
They
know?
do, they do. But because we've grown together, I think it's very, very chill and very downplayed. But they remind me every now and then that, like, yo, your single is charting. Like, that's crazy. So,
Yes. That's especially the fact that it is Berkeley. They get it. You
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, they're all in the industry or wanting to be in the industry. So I'm sure you're quite the inspiration for
I,
them.
I would hope so. I would hope so, honestly.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, okay, you said you grew up in Houston listening to a lot of music, especially around the house. Uh,
Right.
what is some of the music that was playing in your house? Who were you listening to?
Oh, it's so many from gospel to R&B to funk to jazz, starting with my grandmother, just the quartet groups in Houston, Texas, and then my aunt Burrell played a lot, Kim Burrell to be exact.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so she was played a lot throughout my whole household, and then, you know, just different R&B artists from today's time to like the 90s, early 2000s. It's so many that I can name. I don't even know where to start.
But they've influenced you.
They have definitely a huge influence from Tina Turner to
Yeah,
Rihanna to Beyonce, of course, Queen Bee. So, yeah, a lot of people.
I love it. A lot of really good people you just named. Now,
Of
you
course.
mentioned your aunt, Kim Burrell,
Hmm.
gospel, and you grew up singing in the church. What made you decide to go this route versus gospel?
I think because music is so broad, like you can do so much with it, and growing up in church and getting that experience, I was taught at a very young age that no matter where you are, you can serve God, and and that in every room that I walk in, He's there. So I I've always leaned towards R&B because I love it. Honestly, I love the groove. I love the conversation in it, and up and coming, I know that you'll hear the gospel in me, but R&B was just the route that I chose, and I'm grateful for it.
I love it. And Diamond, I love how you're saying, I mean, do what you love. That
Mm-hmm.
I think in any career, just figure it out. If you can figure that out, you're way ahead of the game. Right.
Exactly.
And, it seems like that's what spoke to your heart. And you're right. I
Yes.
mean, God is with you no matter what you're doing, and especially if you're out there trying to spread the goodness.
Right.
And speaking of goodness, oh my goodness, girl, you linked up with one of my favorite people, Gene Noble.
I love him. I
I
love him so
love
much.
him. So how did you guys meet? How did you start doing music together? We want to know all of that.
So I actually recorded and wrote this song with my co-writer C Pen and my producer, the Benchwarmer, in 2020.
Okay.
And
Huh.
yes, in 2021, me and my mom was just listening to it, and we was like, yo, something is missing. What is it? And she allowed some of her friends to hear it, just for feedback, because she's in the industry and she has so many friends in the industry. Just honest feedback is like the best feedback, so that you're not looking crazy.
I agree.
And
They have news. They're going to tell you the truth.
exactly. And one of her friends, Miss Kaya Hicks, she heard the song and she was like, yo, I have the perfect person for it. And she sent it over to Gene. I honestly, only God, like, I cannot make this up. He heard it, wanted to get on it immediately. It was no question,
Wow.
nothing. And a few months later, stuck.
Duck. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I mean, Gene is one of those artists, and we were in New York at the same time and in the same places, and our paths never crossed until later at, WHUR.
Yeah.
He's one of those singers. He's a singer. Just
Gene
picking
is
up.
a singer, a
He's a
singer.
singer. And
Yeah.
and you're no slouch, let me say. You definitely hold your own, and your voices together are just beautiful.
Thank
Really,
you.
congratulations on just a
Thank you.
song, and it's infectious, when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Lock into the lyrics,
Yes.
and I think most people have been in a situation like that. It's not really the best for you. You wrote the song, you said.
Yes,
You
I
wrote it.
did.
So what were you going through? What was the situation?
The funny thing about it is, when it comes to stuck, for me, it's very much so. In everyday life, we find ourselves in stuck situations, whether it be relationships, um, friendships,
Yeah.
situations with ourselves. Like, I think at that time for me, because it was COVID when I wrote that song, I
Oh,
just felt like I was in a very, very, very stuck place, and I honestly just didn't know where the guidance was coming from, and until I tapped into my music, until I locked in with God and was just like, yo, what's happening? Because you're in school, and you want to be an artist, and it could be hard, and
yes.
that was the truth for me.
And it's a pandemic. I mean, the isolation, all of it.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So I was just in a stuck place, and my words formed into as if I was speaking to someone. And of course, there are moments where I am in a stuck place when it comes to a guy, but for this specific song, that's what it was for me when creating it. And Gene just added that extra spice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I mean, and let me just shout out Kokalani, my radio sis is on. She said, "Hey,
Hi.
Colleen, I got nothing but love for you, Colleen." Oh, how is it being in college and having a popular song? And what are you studying?
So my major is music business entrepreneurship. Um,
Nice.
And how is it being in college with a popular song? It's interesting because it's a music school. So everyone, though it's popular, they're listening to the music. They're listening to the cadence, what the band is doing. How can they get on to be a part of the band, to be the ones to play it? They're sending me different arrangements. So I think that's the good thing about it, is that my peers love it, and that's what it really means to me, is that they love it because they've helped me develop my character and who I am today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. And the
Thank
support is everything. And I love the folks who are on here. Hey, Belinda, thank you. Thank you for your comment too. You've got some fans out here.
you.
A
That's
lot of
so
people
sweet.
watch and they just don't comment. So they're here, but you don't know. So let me just assure you, they are watching and they're listening. So, when we were talking about the lyrics of Stuck, I think
Mhm.
so many people can relate, if not every adult can relate to that. Being in a relationship and it might not be the best for you. It's not the best for you, but you don't want to be by yourself. And there might be some other things that are good in this relationship and you're just kind of stuck.
Right. Don't settle.
There you
Do
go.
not settle. You cannot settle for anything less than what you believe you are. And even what you are more than that.
Mm.
So that's what I have to say for that. I'd rather be stuck and alone than stuck with someone who doesn't even know half the value that I am. And that's what I would tell the listeners as well.
Yes, go ahead and preach for a moment. Okay, do not settle. Don't
Mm-mm.
be stuck. I mean, it's okay for a little while if you want to just hang out, but don't get
Right.
stuck there. Your name is so pretty. I
Thank you.
have to ask you,
Hmm.
did your mama give you that name? Or is that your star name?
So Diamond is my government name. Pink stands from my grandmother. She fought breast cancer for many
Ah,
years, and God rest her soul. She passed away 2014, and
God
because she plays a huge role in my life, and especially when it comes to music, I wanted to attach her in any way that I can. And of course, she's always attached, but that pink just adds the extra oomph to
yes,
me. Yeah.
I love it. I love both. I love the diamond and I love pink. It definitely
Thank you.
spelling. The
Thank
spelling
you.
is unique. I can't say I've heard that before. So,
Thank
all
you.
right. So here you are. I can't believe you are a senior in college with a hit record,
I
and
know.
you've got to be walking on a cloud these days. I mean, I love the humility, but come on, you can let it out. I mean, this.
I'm telling you, I feel like it hasn't hit because I am in school to
Mhm.
where like if you come to Berkeley, my professors are like, okay, I've been there, done that. I'm not trying to hear that. Get in class right now. So I think the schooling part is just keeping me in a very humble place, and that's why I'm extremely grateful because I'm still learning. This is just the beginning. I have yet to get my feet wet, and being in an environment of teaching, it really reminds you of like, okay, you still have things that you could work on. So don't get too big headed yet. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
you're at this point in your career, just the very beginning. I mean, the world is yours. Colleen said, do they have the nerve to be judgmental? I guess the people in school with you. Question.
um, I wouldn't say judgmental at all. I just think because they're all musicians, we think like musicians, and that's like a different type of brain of like them
Yeah.
just breaking down the music because that's what Berkeley teaches you. So yeah,
They're
she
not
was so
hating on you,
sweet. I
are
was
they?
like,
Like, out of jealousy?
I bet it's not even close to jealousy. If anything, it's like, yo, I'm extremely proud, and when can I get on? So
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Oh, that's awesome. So here
Yeah.
you are, your I guess your second project, that's out there and it's blowing up like crazy. What are you looking forward to? Like once you graduate, once you're out of school, what is it that is in your mind? You're like, okay, now I can what?
I would say creating the visual for Stuck and completing my EP.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Things on the horizon, like,
Singing
acting.
with Gene. I honestly, mm, I think the most excited part that I am about finishing school is just being around Gene because he's so amazing and he's so talented. Very, very, very gifted. Y'all need to check out his album. I study his vocals, and to be on a song with someone that I study, to be around him and just learn is something that I'm very excited for.
Yeah. He's all over social media as well. So those of
Genius.
you who don't know, just follow him and follow Diamond too. So
Yeah.
you're really big on, oh, look at Belinda said the name is you. She said it's so you.
Oh,
I agree with that. Yeah, that's beautiful. So yeah, on social media, I mean, that's a big way that you get your music out there as well.
mhm.
These days you can't do much without it. I mean, are you
Right.
really big on your social media page as well?
I am trying to be as big as I can. I'm trying to catch up. I'm not even gonna fake.
See what's going on your page. I don't know if I followed you yet, but I will.
I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, I've never been a huge social media person, but I'm tapping in and I'm locking in.
It's hard
Hopefully,
sometimes, right? I
it's
mean,
it's very hard.
especially if I get the sense that you're not like rah, like this big extrovert, right? You seem to
Not
be
at all.
you're a little more of an introvert, and you
Hmm.
probably have to make yourself do it.
I do, and I enjoy it once I do it, but I think it's because of the reality of things. I think sometimes, social media, it could be a little tough because
Yeah.
on there you have to look right and you have to be perfect. You don't have to be, but when you're
No, I get it.
creating you're creating a brand and all that. So I'm just trying to get the hang of things while still like being Diamond.
I love that.
Yeah.
Caleb has a question, and thank you for commenting that you're so humble, but what are some of the artists you want to work with? Some of the other artists?
Other artists that I would love to work with, Alex Isley is one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think she's amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Another one from a talented family.
yeah, she's really dope. Um, I would say it's so many. I have a long list. Um, as far as producer, I would love to work with Hitmaker one day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Tink, I think she's very amazing as well.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Are there artists that you look at and you kind of, I mean, you're your own brand, you're
Mhm.
Diamond Pink, but are there artists that you say that you would say might be similar, or if someone were to say, who would you be in the category with?
Mhm.
Who would that be?
I honestly don't know. I think I kind of leave that to the listeners to decide because the moment I put myself in that box, I'm locked in,
Yeah,
and I rather them put me in there, and then I show them that I'm more than that. Honestly.
nice. Don't put me in a box. Right? I mean, I love it. I love just I'm enjoying this conversation, and I meant it in the beginning of the conversation when I said congratulations on your success, because you are successful. I mean, there are so many artists who are at the near the end of their career and they haven't reached where you've reached so
Wow.
far. And you're just getting started.
Yeah.
So we're watching, we're listening, and we are supporting. Just really, really happy for you.
Thank
Uh,
you so much.
yeah, you're very welcome. What I like to ask our guests is if there's anything you want to say, or if you want to sing, anything to inspire people, however you want to leave the conversation uh, after you shout out your social media, go for it.
Yeah. So my social media is diamond.pink on Instagram, PYNK, and on Twitter it's THEE diamond.pink, PYNK. What I would like to leave with the listeners is something that you said earlier about, being stuck and staying there too long or whatever the case might be. Know your worth, whether you're a male or a female or whatever you, um, non-binary, whatever. Know your worth, know who you are, and take the time to learn who you are. And that's not overnight. That's baby steps. That's falling and getting back up. And I support you in that, honestly.
That's beautiful. You are a beautiful soul.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Diamond King. Wow. That was pretty amazing. Well, we hope to see you again. We're like I said, we're watching and we're
Yeah.
certainly playing your music. Congratulations on Stuck.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much.
Oh, we appreciate you too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us and for watching us on HUR at Home, Music and More. What a great, humble, beautiful, talented artist. And don't forget, every single Thursday, we're bringing you music and more. So we'll be looking for you. And the only way we know that you're here is if you comment. So please do that. For those of you who took the time to comment, thank you so much. And don't forget to watch my girl, Jackie Gales Webb, every Sunday, and she brings you the best in inspiration. I love Jackie. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us the #1 music station. I can't forget that. 96.3 WHUR in Washington, D.C. and beyond. I'm Angela Stribling, host of Pillow Talk with Angela. Thanks for joining me every Sunday night, right after Manzi Pullen and the Original Quiet Storm. Follow at WHUR-FM and, of course, at Angela Stribling on all platforms. Thank you so much. Have a great night.